Pooh Shiesty is now at the center of a serious and deeply troubling set of allegations, as federal authorities claim he was involved in a violent and calculated incident that has sent shockwaves through the music world. According to the Department of Justice, the rapper is accused of orchestrating a kidnapping and robbery targeting individuals connected to the industry, including ties to Gucci Mane. What initially appeared to be a routine business meeting has instead been described by investigators as a dangerous setup that spiraled into a frightening confrontation. The announcement came Thursday morning when the Department of Justice publicly outlined the accusations, painting a picture of a coordinated and aggressive act that allegedly took place inside a Dallas music studio. Authorities claim that Pooh Shiesty, along with his associate Big 30, lured multiple victims to the location under the pretense of discussing professional matters related to his music career. What followed, according to officials, was not a negotiation, but an armed takeover that left those involved shaken and, in at least one case, physically injured. Federal investigators say the incident dates back to January 10th, when 3 individuals, described as music industry professionals, arrived at the Dallas studio, expecting a conversation about contractual obligations. At the time, Pooh Shiesty had previously been signed to Gucci Mane's 1017 label, and the meeting was allegedly framed as an opportunity to address issues surrounding that agreement. However, authorities now claim that this meeting was anything but legitimate, and instead served as a setup for what they describe as a planned and forceful confrontation. According to the Department of Justice complaint, the situation escalated quickly after the victims arrived. Prosecutors allege that Pooh Shiesty and his co-conspirators took control of the studio environment, effectively turning it into a confined and threatening space. They described the incident as an armed takeover, a phrase that underscores the level of intimidation and force that officials believe was used during the encounter. Weapons were allegedly involved, and the victims were reportedly placed in a position where they had little to no ability to resist or escape. One of the most alarming claims outlined in the complaint centers around a release form connected to Pooh Shiesty's recording contract. Authorities allege that during the confrontation, one of the victims was forced at gunpoint to sign a document that would release the rapper from his contractual obligations. This detail adds a layer of complexity to the case, suggesting that the alleged actions were not random, but rather tied to a specific goal related to his career and business dealings, as described by investigators, raises serious questions about the lengths to which the accused were allegedly willing to go to achieve that objective. The Department of Justice also released photos that they say show injuries sustained by one of the alleged victims during the incident. These images, according to officials, serve as evidence of the violence that took place inside the studio. While the full extent of the injuries has not been detailed publicly, their existence reinforces the severity of the allegations and the potential harm inflicted during the encounter. For those involved, what was expected to be a professional meeting reportedly turned into a traumatic experience marked by fear and physical danger. In addition to the alleged coercion surrounding the contract release, federal authorities claim that valuables were taken from the victims during the incident. Investigators say that Rolex watches, jewelry, and cash were among the items stolen. This aspect of the case further intensifies the situation, as it combines elements of both personal and financial harm. The alleged theft, carried out under the threat of violence, paints a picture of an encounter that was not only intimidating, but also materially damaging for those targeted. The scope of the investigation appears to be wide-reaching, as authorities confirmed that 8 of the 9 suspects connected to the case were arrested in a coordinated effort spanning multiple cities. Memphis, Nashville, and Dallas were all involved in the operation, highlighting the scale of the alleged conspiracy and the level of coordination required to carry out the arrests. Pooh Shiesty was among those taken into custody, with federal agents reportedly apprehending him in Dallas.